The knock came at exactly 7, soft but certain. Mark wiped his palms on his jeans, took a breath, and opened the door. He expected a polite smile, maybe a nervous laugh. What he didn't expect was the whisper that followed, a whisper that stopped his heart and sent his mind racing back through years he thought were buried, because the woman standing on his porch didn't just say hello. She said his name like it was a memory she had carried a long way to return. Before we begin, if you enjoy heartfelt stories that remind us how powerful kindness can be, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment to share your thoughts. It really helps the channel grow and lets us keep bringing you stories like this here on your channel name. Mark hadn't planned to start dating again so soon, or maybe he had planned to avoid it forever. Being a single dad had a way of filling every corner of your life. Between work, school pickups, homework, and bedtime stories, there wasn't much room left for hope, let alone romance. But tonight was different. Tonight, his 8-year-old daughter Lily had insisted he go. She stood in the hallway earlier, hands on her hips, pink pajamas glowing under the light. "Daddy," she said, "you help everyone else. It's your turn." Mark laughed then, the tired kind of laugh that comes from trying to be brave. He kissed her forehead and promised he'd be back before bedtime. He didn't tell her how nervous he was, how the idea of opening his heart again felt heavier than carrying groceries up 3 flights of stairs. The woman on the porch was named Sarah. She wore a simple blue coat and held a small white cane in her right hand. Her hair was pulled back neatly, and her smile was calm, not rushed. Mark noticed her eyes right away. They were focused somewhere near his shoulder, not quite meeting his gaze. "I hope I'm not late," she said gently. "No, not at all," Mark replied, stepping aside. "Please come in." He felt a rush of respect mixed with uncertainty. Had known she was visually impaired from her profile. They had talked about it briefly. Still, seeing it in real life made him careful, aware of every movement. As she stepped inside, her cane tapped softly against the floor. Mark watched, ready to help, but she moved with confidence. When she stopped just inside the door, she turned her face toward him and smiled again. "Thank you for opening the door, Mark," she said. Then she leaned closer and whispered, "You probably don't remember me." The room went quiet. Mark felt his chest tighten. "I was 12, she continued softly, "and you were the guy who changed my life with one small act of kindness." The memories came rushing back. 20 years earlier, Mark had been a broke college student working nights at a grocery store. One rainy evening, he saw a girl standing near the entrance, crying, soaked from head to toe. She was clutching a folded paper and shaking. Everyone walked past her. Everyone except Mark. He remembered offering her his jacket, walking her to the bus stop, and waiting with her until the bus arrived. She had been scared and alone, newly blind after an accident, trying to find her way home from a new school. Mark didn't think much of it at the time. He just did what felt right. "I didn't even know your name then," Sarah said now, "but I never forgot your voice, or the way you treated me like I wasn't broken." Mark swallowed hard. He had spent years thinking kindness was just something you did in the moment. He never imagined it could echo like this, coming back when he needed it most. They sat down at the kitchen table. Dinner sat untouched as they talked. Sarah shared her story, how she had learned to navigate the world again, how she became a counselor for children adjusting to vision loss. Mark shared his, about Lily, about losing his wife to illness, about learning to be strong when you feel anything but. "I almost canceled tonight," Sarah admitted. "Dating is scary, especially when people don't know what to say to me." Mark nodded. "I almost did too. Being a dad, it changes you." She smiled. "I can hear that." Later, Lily padded into the kitchen, rubbing her eyes. "Daddy?" Mark froze again, worried, but Sarah turned toward the sound and smiled warmly. "You must be Lily," she said. Lily blinked. How did you know? Your dad talks about you like you're the best thing that ever happened to him, Sarah replied. Lily grinned, then walked over and hugged Mark's leg. Are you nice? She asked Sarah, blunt and honest. Sarah laughed. I try to be, that was all Lily needed. She yawned and waved before heading back to bed. After the door closed, Mark felt something shift inside him, a quiet understanding. Kindness wasn't just about grand gestures. It was about moments like this, about choosing warmth when the world feels cold. When the night ended, Mark walked Sarah to the door. This time, she paused and faced him fully. Thank you, she said, for tonight, and for a long time ago. Mark smiled, emotion thick in his throat. Thank you for reminding me why kindness matters. They didn't rush anything after that. They took their time. Coffee dates turned into walks, walks into shared dinners. Lily grew to adore Sarah, learning how to describe colors out loud, learning empathy without realizing it. Mark learned too. He learned that kindness doesn't disappear once it's given. It stays, it grows, it comes back when you least expect it, sometimes as a whisper at the door, reminding you who you really are. Years later, Mark would tell Lily this story when she asked why he always held doors open, why he listened so carefully to strangers. He would tell her that you never know which small moment will change a life, and maybe, if we're lucky, change our own. So if this story touched your heart, remember this: kindness is never wasted. It travels quietly, patiently, waiting for the right moment to return. Let's be the reason someone remembers hope. Let's spread kindness every single day.